All right, welcome everybody to Career Alchemy Live on this day before Thanksgiving here in the United States. And I just, it's not lost on me that it is Thanksgiving Day. And this is the day that we really focus, well, it's the day before Thanksgiving, but which is the day that we really focus on gratitude and appreciation for all we've been given, for all of the wonderful people that we have in our lives, and pets and plants and um, everything. We're grateful for all the little things, all the big things, all the challenging things. And, you know, there's nothing like an annual reminder to be grateful. So I'm grateful for all of you, for those of you who watch these recordings, who show up live, who read my blogs, who've joined Career Alchemy Academy. We are 22 people strong now, so growing, and I'm hearing some really good feedback about the community, about the practical lessons or tools that we're using in order to, people are getting offers, accepting offers. Yes, women in tech and tech related careers, even in today's job market, which you have, could not help but hearing the doom and gloom, but we don't bring the doom and gloom. We bring realism, reality, but we don't indulge in thoughts that have us feeling hopeless and daunted. That just doesn't serve anybody, and it certainly doesn't nourish and nurture and serve your job search or your career elevation. Even with the tightening of the belts inside organizations, there's still opportunity available to you. And so join Career Alchemy Academy. Do not wait another day. We just finished the month of November, or finishing up November, and that was the topic of vision. And in December, we're moving to authenticity. We have a wonderful guest who's going to, Michelle Kelly, the co-founder of K+L Storytellers. She's going to talk to all of us about how you create an authentic brand story that you can use on interviews, or as you, again, in networking events, or as you look to position yourself for the next step up in your organization. We also are focused on moving our vision into reality by creating the 3 essential, authentically aligned steps that get you moving forward, get you taking action. So that's happening in December. So definitely join. And I kind of think that's it for what's coming up. We have the January topic is freedom. We have a wonderful guest speaker, a vice president who learned how to choose the freedom to lead her way in an organization where the leaders that she was seeing were all working late into the evenings and onto weekends, and that was not going to jive with her desires to have a personal life and spend time with her family. And then through a mentor, she was encouraged to find the freedom to lead her way. And she actually impacted and has been changing work culture. And that is, again, the bigger goal of what we're doing inside Career Alchemy Academy and at Inspire Tech, is to create a work culture that works for everybody. Today's topic, if you saw the blog, the title was a little different. It was My Sister's in ICU and I Feel Calm, or 3 things you can do to achieve your career, your goals in your career. So, because I can't help myself, it's like, I just want everyone to create the careers and lives that they love, and we can do that so much simpler, in so many simpler ways than we actually think. But the truth of the matter is, and again, grateful for my sister, grateful for the good news that we've been receiving, but at the writing of the blog that I'm talking about today, she was in ICU. She was completely sedated on a breathing tube. There had been complications during surgery, and we were not sure what was going to happen, what the future was going to hold for her and for all of us. It was, any of you have been there, it was a scary time. And again, there's still more journey ahead of us. But in that moment, I I knew that all of the things that I have been teaching as a coach, the things that I believe in, the things that have served me in my life and have brought me, out of addiction and into the CEO of a multi-million-dollar organization, and now starting a new company, um, as a career coach, all the things that I have learned and that I embrace and that I've been exercising the muscle of, really all of these spiritual tools. When you're in crisis, that's when the rubber hits the road, right? It's like, okay, when things aren't too bad or only a little bad or going well, it's sort of easy to believe in a power greater than ourselves. It's easy to believe that the universe has our back. It's easy to believe that, when my clock flips over to 11:11, that's a sign that I'm guided and supported and held and safe and loved and never alone, which is one of my mantras. It's easy to believe in the mantras when things are, just like between the good and the bad, the hills and the valleys are short, right? And then boom, life throws you this curveball. And that's where I knew that I had to, instead of moving into worry and feeling anxious, and a pattern that I think, in my past might have been the thing to do, the thing I would have done, worrying, talking to the family members, what can we expect? What's the worst case scenario? How did it get to this point? All these things. And I realized that just wasn't going to serve me, and it wasn't going to serve the situation. And so I decided that it was time to really lean into the spiritual tools. So the first thing I did was I got still. I talk about, smelling the flowers twice and then blowing out the candles. That's something we do inside of the academy whenever I remember, to help us get centered, to get present, to get settled, to calm our minds and be calm our bodies. And so I used that technique. And as I did that, a thought came into my head: intention, attention, no tension. And I was like, oh, that's the message I needed right now. And it's not a huge surprise that it wasn't just random, like something I hadn't ever heard before, or something that I hadn't even heard in a long time. Because in fact, during November, when we were working on our career vision, we'd done a couple of vision boarding workshops, and I talked about the idea that when you create a vision, you have to then put your intention behind the vision, put some attention on it. What are the steps you're going to take, which we're working on in December? And then you have to have no tension. You sort of like allow the vision to be out there with maybe your subconscious working on it, with this expanded consciousness starting to send you signs and synchronicities and open doors and connect you to resources. So all of those things. So you sort of have this no tension. You create the vision and then have the no tension. And so I've been talking about that. But it was a thought that came to my mind. And I thought to myself, okay, how does that really relate to me wanting to know how to be, right? And then I got it. It was like set your intention. And so I said to myself, what is my intention? Like, who do I intend to be during during this crisis moment in all our lives? And I knew that my intention was to be calm, centered, helpful, and hopeful. That was my intention. So now that I was clear on my intention, what attention would I give to that intention? And I knew that the attention that I wanted uh, to embrace was to be present and give attention to my sister and what she needed, her husband, her two kids, my mom, and my dad. How could I be, give my attention to them and serve them, and what did they need most in this time? And then finally, I thought, and I was like, okay, that's my intention. That's how I'm going to give my attention. So what about no tension? And for some reason, I was like, no tension. Okay, I guess I could journal, I could meditate more, I could walk, I could smell the flowers twice and blow out the candles more often, but none of that landed. It just wasn't it. And so all of a sudden I had this idea, I'll pull this up, to pull a celestial wisdom card, guidance from the angels. And so and this is a card deck, and there's a few pictures on these cards, but mainly it's words, right? And so I just spread them out on my desk, and I picked one card, and on it was the word fulfillment. That landed. For me, immediately, I read the word, and the next thought came into my head. And again, our thoughts, we have a lot of control over our thoughts, but our thoughts are also making connections for us. Our brain is making connections and delivering thoughts that, when we have a certain intention, request behind the thought, like, how do I create no tension in this process? I believe, like a little small miracle, I pulled the card fulfillment, and then the thought was, oh yeah, Joel Osteen. Now I really have never been a churchgoer, never raised in the church, didn't read the Bible or any of the other, big spiritual books, but I've read a lot of, personal growth and spiritual stories. I love reading about people's miracle stories. I love talking about my own. I like near-death experience, I like to read about people who've led, have leaned into their own spiritual beliefs and created miraculous things for themselves. So I've done a lot of reading, right? But what came to my mind was Joel Osteen and his quote that, I had to look it up. I had to Google it. But the quote comes from Exodus 23:26. And I don't even know what those numbers mean, to tell you the truth. But it says, the number of your days God will fulfill. And for me, I'm like, oh, that landed. That landed. Because now I knew that the number of my sister's days would be fulfilled. Whatever that number was, she was fulfilling her destiny, and in an instant, I felt no tension. There was, again, no need for worry, no need for angst, just resting in the knowledge that the number of each of our days will be fulfilled, and that we can decide how we fill them, and they will be fulfilled. So when you're in a crisis of any sort, worried about when you'll find that next job in today's job market, wondering how to, create better work-life balance, how to advance your career more quickly, or wondering how you're going to pay those bills, or when someone in your life is is in a health crisis or some sort of a crisis, lean into your spiritual tools and know that they will give you exactly what you need in the moment. And if you want, steal one of mine, set an intention. Who do you intend to be during this job search, during the support of someone in need, during as a leader of a team? Who do you intend to be? What attention then do you give to that intention? And then how do you create no tension as you move forward in your career and your life? Because when you set the intention, decide where to put your attention, and then have no tension, all will be fulfilled. As an update, since that, my sister had been removed out of they brought her back out of the induced coma, removed the breathing tube. She got stronger and stronger. She went home, and today we do have a journey ahead of us, but we have a plan, and all the best of news has been coming our way. And some little part of me likes to think that when you create a no tension energy, then you're creating, again, an outcome that is fulfilled exactly how it's going to be fulfilled. And so, did it make it better? Maybe. Who knows? I don't think I'm all that powerful, but it made it better for me. It made it better for me. So that's the thing today. That's the Career Alchemy live session here. And again, please follow the QR code, go to our website, join Career Alchemy Academy. The Founding Alchemists lowest rate it'll ever be, unless it's lower, and then everyone will get that too, everyone that's a founding alchemist, but I don't intend to ever lower it beyond this. But I do intend to increase it at some point as we continue to create more and more value inside of this community. And so join now, become a founding alchemist, start working on your vision, and then putting the steps to create it in place with the support of a community, and with lots of times that we meet, and lots of ideas, thoughts, tools, and coincidences and synchronicities and small and big miracles, all happening inside of Career Alchemy Academy. So thank you all today. Have a wonderful, blessed Thanksgiving. May it be filled with connection and laughter and love and good food and fun. Peace out.